And here it is, the last dev stream pre-Whispers in the Walls, or of 2023. Wonder what they have to show us this time round. Will they give us a date pre that horrible December 7th award show announcement? Well, the only way to find out is to jump straight into this. And I'm not going to make you wait either. Jumping straight into Whispers in the Walls, part of the dev stream, they started it by showing a trailer for the trailer that they will be announcing on December 7th at the Game Awards, which is hinting rather heavily towards something, but we'll get onto that in a little while. It was quite funny because kind of hoped they would announce the official launch of the update, but instead they kind of just showed us spoilers. They did mention the paid spoiler skip for Plat or Money has officially been scrapped. That's right, they are not making you do that anymore. They are making things more accessible in-game with a story revisit that will be available on their website using Windows 3.1.1, apparently. Quite funny because right after I kind of wrote that, Steve made exactly the same joke. They also confirmed you will need to have done the Heart of Deimos and the New War before you can start this quest at all, which was not the worst of starts to a dev stream that they have done so far, but let's be 100% honest, we all kind of know where this is heading. There will be two new tile sets coming at once, the Entrati Lab tile set that, quote Rebecca 2023, into an open world. I'm not sure if this was reference to the fact that this takes part on Deimos or not, or if this is going to be a huge new open world area. There's a lot of picking key words out of this, like into an open world, that we can take from this and run with, but we won't. So we have the Entrati tile set and the Man in the Wall tile set that will actually have a mission that will alternate between the two of them, a defense style mission that I didn't want to show off yet, we'll get back to that, but the Man in the Wall tile set is going to be more Mars desert based, whereas the Entrati Lab tile set is going to be based, well, it's the Entrati tile set. It's the vessel creation room that looks like it's going to be one of the more interesting from the Entrati tile set. Simply because this is where the giant bodies are created, that we will... not really going to be spoiler worthy considering it was months ago, but yeah, still not sure what is happening when it comes to those. Will we control them? Will we not? Obviously, we will find out when this actually comes out. They did mention the tome part of things. That is a new secondary weapon class, confirmed secondary weapon class. It's all elemental based, as they announced at TennoCon, and it will have different elements for it, how to get them, they didn't bother going into, and hopefully this means it's not a marketplace item, because the only way to get a hold of the tome is, of course, to have completed the quest, which I kind of like things like that. When they have weapons like that, they tend to be pretty decent. There will be two new enemy types coming, the Entrati security system, weird little necromech type things, shall we call them, for Albat's lab, and the Murmur that, well, again, they kind of showed this off at TennoCon 2023 as well. The Murmur is going to be the enemies for the, I've already forgotten the name of it, Man in the Wall? That is right as well. Tile set. The Man in the Wall tile set, Murmur enemies. The Entrati security system, as I am going to continue to call them, would be the Entrati Lab style enemies. Which makes sense. New tile set, new enemies. There's a new syndicate coming, the Caviar. They didn't show anything else about this. For spoiler reasons, 100% understandable. They showed off Corvex, the 55th Warframe coming to Warframe. He does look like a bit of a monster. He is going to be more kind of cement, as they put it, and radiation based. He is confirmed coming in the Whispers in the Walls update. With the Mandonal? Yeah, there was another way they pronounced that. I can't remember what it was. His signature weapon that's going to be an Archon. That does look pretty interesting, but Corvex, I'm pretty sure it's Corvex with an E at the end, not an A, because I have actually written it down twice. His abilities look quite interesting. His first will create pillars that they look great for defense purposes. You place it down, it has an AoE around it, and hitting it with abilities will make the pulses speed up. Second ability will create walls that squish enemies. Hitting the pillars will quicken their pulse. Obviously, I've already kind of mentioned that one. His third one, I'm still kind of unsure about. It will give a status buff with those floaty bits that kind of go around you so you can visually see that something is happening other than just something in the corner, but they also then turned around and sent resilience to radiation. Elements, status, resistance to status, or a status buff that means you can do more status. They kind of said it was everything and nothing, and I love this confirming as much as they can while denying everything else, but turning around and saying it does everything. Well, that got me a little bit more intrigued. His fourth, on the other hand, shooting a radiation beam that can chain to other enemies. Did they straight up just rip off the Nucor for his fourth ability? It doesn't visually chain to other enemies, but they did refer to it chaining to other enemies on more than one occasion. A radiation style weapon that arcs between enemies. Yeah, that would be the Nucor. And if this is anywhere near as good as the Kuva Nucor is, this frame just went from slightly interesting to very interesting to, oh my, this frame could be ridiculously good. Well, obviously we have to wait until this comes out, but that leads us into the 3 new game modes. The first one will be Alchemy, where, well, you're basically going to run around grabbing elements and mixing them together. Hence the alchemy part of it. They did mention grenades will be thrown. You can either pick them up and throw them back to deal that element to enemies, or take it and put it into this crucible machine, and in there, that is where you will make the element. It is an endless game mode, so I'm interested to see how that's going to play out, since it's not like we have a frame that does this anyway. Second mission that they actually decided to show, only because it's like the derelict vaults. You will need to go in with a key, but more importantly here, you don't have to build the key for this one. You will basically go and start the mission, and you will be inflicted with one of 4 inflictions, and that you take in, and playing in a squad of 4, each person takes a different one, as you would with the derelict vault. But you can also take all 4 on yourself, and at the start of the mission you get to choose which one you actually want to take with you, which means no need to build a key. That's the key point. You don't have to build a key to do the mission, and there will be rewards for doing these missions. Rare ones, they said. And the third is probably one of the reasons that this video is late. Assassination missions that they showed at TennoCon, where you fight that murmur that joins together to create a boss. That they also said there is going to be 3 different variants of, based upon the, what is it they called it? Operation Goggles Cry, or whatever it was. That will not be launching in this update. I'm not mentioning that any further here, because, yeah, it turns out you have to have finished the quest before you can take part in that operation, so it's not coming when the update launches. If it comes anytime soon, if it comes within a day or 2 afterwards, it's still too soon if you have to have completed the quest first. That, I do not agree with the way they've done that. But we'll have to wait and see. I'm only throwing this in because people will be mentioning it. Yes, there are changes coming to Melee, and before you go to the comments section and start raging at me, no, the basics of how Melee works right now will be exactly the same. They're the ones who said they have changed Melee. They haven't. They have added a new system called Tennokai to it that, upon completing the quest, because you have to complete the quest first, you will get a hold of new mods, the Tennokai mods, that basically, the best way to put these They allow you to do, as well as some other things that may come on this 6 different mods that will be coming, heavy attacks without it costing you combo. Sometimes it gives you a chance of doing a heavy attack without it affecting the combo. So you stick with your combo counter doesn't go down by performing heavy attacks when it gives you the option to do it. I like that system. I don't like the fact that they've made this a mod you have to put into your melee weapon. Though, will admit, I do like the fact they're finally bringing arcanes to melee. There's a lot of arcanes, so there is going to be a lot of different variations. I believe they said 10 different Archon mods. But again, this entire system, 10 Okai and the Arcanes will be locked behind the Walls quest, the Whispers in the Walls quest. Why is my brain stuck on Archons? Well, as they approached Helminth, you can rename Helminth, there are 3 new Archon shards coming. Yes, finally. They have taken the 3 that we have and they have given you the ability to combine them together. Not in the way people would like, where you take a blue one and a blue one and put them together and get a Tau forged. Oh no, you take one of each different colour, combine them together and you can get either an orange, purple or green. That could possibly have different effects. They weren't willing to go into it, but it did look like elemental damage possible with these shards installed. We'll have to wait and see when they actually come out, because they've mentioned the fact that the stats these have is in flux and there's nothing permanently attached to them just yet. More importantly, the Whispers in the Walls will give you a new source of shards outside of the hunts. It's been 2 years. Finally given us a way to get a hold of Archon shards outside of a mission that a lot of people stopped doing about a year ago. Yeah, I did notice that one. Tenno Bomb is coming December 1st. With new alerts, new glyphs, and probably the best part of this entire dev stream, because I've been waiting for this for 5 years. Could have actually been 6. Snow Day Showdown will be returning. Snow Day Showdowns is PvP, and I know not everybody likes this, but it's with snowballs. And the best thing about this entire event, I don't know why they had to turn around and say it will include standing for Conclave, won't it? It did last time. I don't know why it wouldn't this time. More importantly than any of that, it means I can finally finish the Conclave standing. It's been stuck just before the last level. 5 or 6 years now, I think it was, since that returned. Every winter I've crossed my fingers and hoped they would return this. Yes, a lot of people aren't going to be playing this. Nobody plays Conclave stuff anymore, which is why it makes it so hard to get standing there. But throwing snowballs at people, I will give you a quick warning of this. 1 snowball freezes them, 2 kills them. So what people do is they will snowball you in the face and then hit you with a candy cane. But lastly, Rebecca did say this.
So if I start playing the game at the Game Awards when I download it, I actually can't even get to the War Within until 5 real-time days have passed.
Which has me wondering if she's just accidentally admitted this game will be releasing on the 7th at the Game Awards, like they did with Empyrean. Obviously, we'll find out then. 7th of December. With that, we'll leave this off here. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.